everybody, and welcome to Perfect Pair. I'm Kara Balmer.
And I'm Nancy Jurek.
And this is Perfect Pair.
Welcome again to Perfect Pair, where we talk about all things quilting, mostly quilting, sometimes not quilting at all. Thank you for joining us. Please like and subscribe on Facebook and YouTube.
Hearts.
Give us hearts, thumbs up, likes, you know, all the good things.
Yes.
So please do that.
We
love
appreciate
it.
the love.
Yes. All right, moving right along. Our quilts on set. Behind us, we have this beautiful Phoenix, and that is made with a flannel bundle from a while ago.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it is.
It's a, what was the name of it? Because it is.
Was it Lakeside? Lake? Maybe?
I don't remember.
Okay.
Anyway, it's flannel.
It's flannel.
It's perfect for a day like today here in chilly Minnesota. We love our flannel.
It snowed yesterday.
Mm.
Wonderful.
And it was icy, and there were car accidents.
Lucky us.
There were a lot of car accidents. It was very icy.
Yeah.
But I think the main thing to take away was that there was snow. So that's the best part. I think I'm alone on this. But
I think you are too.
I think Mr. GP is very excited that there's snow.
That's
but
true.
He might be the only other person here.
Maybe. But it's great. It's awesome. Behind Kara, you might not be able to see it very well, is a Sara. And we'll talk more about that one later too. And it's super cute. And then behind our wonderful Mr. KP is a very cool quilt called Nordic Christmas. We don't see that one very often, so I like that one a lot. It's really cool.
I love this quilt.
It's beautiful.
I think it's so cool.
Maybe you'll have to make one.
You always say that about the hardest ones.
I don't think it's going to be that hard. I think you'd learn some new skills. Some skills.
That I definitely would.
All right, Kara, do you want to tell us what's happening for National Days?
Oh, yes.
I'm like, did I miss something?
I was looking
Usually
at you
I'm
like,
the one that's...
what? Okay, I'll get with it, people. I'll get with it.
It's okay, it's early.
Today is National Television Day. So, quick quiz. When was the original television invented? Or the first television invented? Any guesses?
Well,
Did you just see the date I wrote
see
down?
You. I did
Okay,
see
Kobe,
you
what?
wrote down.
60s.
Oh,
Gosh.
Kobe.
I don't know. I don't know. No, that's way wrong.
Grandma graduated in the 60s.
Yeah, you're right.
Or
Okay,
grandma
I don't know.
graduated in the 60s. And they
No
had
guesses from
television
me.
before that. But really, back then, it took longer for the masses to get. So it was invented in 1927.
Nice. Almost 100 years old.
Almost 100 years old. But I would say
I was way wrong.
you were right, way wrong.
But I would say maybe it didn't get into the households until maybe the 50s.
Yeah, I think that's probably a little
Really?
closer to accurate. Anybody else out there that can prove us wrong or give us a better guess? I'm thinking, 50s, early 50s.
Yeah.
Mid 50s. I remember my mom telling me when they got their first television, and
Yeah.
she was 8 or so that would have been mid to late 50s.
We're getting some comments saying the 50s.
Okay.
50s? All right.
Okay. Yeah,
not
I
totally
mean, by
off
the
base.
time, no. Totally. All right, it is also National World Hello Day.
Really?
Yeah, so it's just acknowledging the fact of saying hi goes a long way to people, acknowledging them when you see them. Yeah,
Well, that's cool.
so hello.
Hello. Hey, KP. Hello.
Hi there.
It's also National Gingerbread Cookie Day, which is appropriate as we're coming into the holiday season. And
Good.
it is National Stuffing Day. Here's another one for you. When is the first count of stuffing recorded? Like when
Well, it's gross, so I'm going to...
stuffing is not gross.
I knew Nancy was going to say that.
What about you, KP? Do you like stuffing?
No.
See, we have like very similar taste buds. Thank goodness.
Okay, have you tried it?
Well, no. Why would I? It's gross.
Have you
It
tried
looks
it?
scary.
It looks
It
just...
is. It's bread. It's
with, like,
bread.
a ton of other weird
And
stuff.
spices and some chicken broth and
I don't know, man. I've seen some questionable stuffing in my life.
oh, then you need to try mine. Or I put mine in the crock pot and it is so good.
Maybe I'll try yours. I do trust you.
It's bread. It's like it soaks up all the good juices from the meal.
Yeah, that's the thing, I think. It's just soggy bread.
Yeah,
That
like,
scares me.
You can just
Not
have
really
your own soggy bread.
It's not like, I don't know. It's good, people. It's good. But anyway, I just read that it originated back like in the 1st century.
That makes sense because it's gross.
Everything from the 1st century is gross.
No, yeah, don't want to touch it. That's my philosophy.
We got a question real quick.
Yes,
that
let's hear it.
I cannot answer. And also, our comments are being a little goofy, so I'll try to relay all the questions and comments. But if I miss one, I'm sorry. Where is the Nordic Christmas pattern found?
Great question.
That is a great question.
It is a single pattern,
Mm-hmm.
so you can just type it into the search and it should pop up. We have it in both PDF and paper.
You do? Yes, great question. And then the last, which Mr. KP, you might have to go to you again. And then
Okay.
like show your face. Right behind him is a red mitten, and it is National Red Mitten Day. That's why I had you go there.
I thought I was going to make some crazy reaction or something, and you wanted them to see it.
No, it's National Red Mitten Day, which is really more of a Canadian holiday. So it's not national, it's international, it's Canadian.
Canadian.
It's Canadian Red Mitten Day. So they just wear their red mittens. A lot of the pictures showed red mittens with their maple leaf on them. So we're just paying homage to our Canadian friends.
Yay,
and
Canada!
Yay, Canada. Wear those warm red fuzzy mittens with your maple leaf on them.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, it's a very cool day.
I do like their national symbol. Like the maple leaf is so pretty.
Mm-hmm.
And then the red that they have.
Yeah,
It's just so
striking.
pretty. Good job, Canadians.
It is a good one. It's a good flag.
Yes. So speaking of it being gingerbread day, not a gingerbread cookie like the little gingerbread man. Do you know that song? Gingerbread man?
Probably.
Okay.
I'm not going to attempt to sing it, but I think I know what you're talking about.
That's what I'm just thinking of, like the gingerbread man from like Shrek, the one.
Yes, you can't catch me. 'cause I'm a
Yep.
gin- yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
That. Anyway, I'm not. They always seem crispy and dried out to me. I don't know. So we made crispy ginger snaps instead. So that is our treat today. Nancy, did you want one? Actually, I cannot take credit for these. Karn was gracious enough to make them for us today, and this is her recipe. Crispy ginger snaps, 1.5 sticks of unsalted room temperature butter. It says temp on there, I missed an M. 1.25 cups sugar, divided, so just be aware of that. We're not dumping all the sugar in at one time. A 1/3 cup.
Like someone we know.
It was one time. Give me a break.
It was great.
A 1/3 cup unsulfured molasses. We'll talk about that in just a second too. 1 large egg, 1 teaspoon or 1/2 teaspoon of fine salt, 2 teaspoons of baking soda, 1.5 teaspoons ground ginger, 1 teaspoon ground cinnamon, 1/4 teaspoon ground cloves, and 2.25 cups flour. We're going to preheat the oven to 350, lay the sheets with parchment paper, and then start mixing in our ingredients. Beat the butter, 3/4 cup of sugar and the brown sugar. And then we're going to add the molasses, the egg, and beat. And then we will, where are we putting in our flour? I missed that step. We need the flour in there. So we're going to put the flour in.
Yeah, you know.
And then and then we're going to take the rest of the sugar and put it in a shallow bowl. Roll the dough into balls and roll them in the sugar, and then lay them on the cookie sheet. Bake for 15 minutes and let them cool first on the cookie sheet and then move them to a wire rack. But as far as the molasses goes, the note here is do not use black strap molasses because it's very bitter.
Oh.
You should use Brer Rabbit or Grandma's. Those 2 brands. I didn't know, but Karn said.
I'm not a baker, so that means nothing to me. But Good to know
Yeah.
for those who do
Yes.
bake.
That'll be good to know
Yes.
for geesely and ice segments.
Yes.
They're very good. And I just want to make sure I'm not muted. I've been muting myself when I cough. So just let me know if I don't come back on.
I got you.
I'm good? Okay, good.
The other trick that I didn't know about, like ginger snaps or gingerbread or ginger cookies, is that Karen said you take like a splash, like a drip of water on top of the cookie. That's what gives them this
That pretty
the pretty
texture?
texture.
Oh my
Is that the
gosh.
water makes them? I didn't know.
Karen is a genius.
She's awesome.
She's amazing.
Yeah.
So, good job, Karen. Thank you, Kara.
Yeah,
Good
I
job.
didn't do much. I misspelled some words on my and missed an ingredient, but we'll get it right.
It'll be fine.
We got some questions.
Sure.
How much brown sugar?
Brown sugar is. Oh, I missed that one too. What am I doing?
Oh, man.
This was kind of a rough recipe.
This was. I'm following in your footsteps, I guess, Mr. KP.
We can get it posted on our
We
Facebook.
will get it corrected and posted.
Yes. Make sure you guys have the recipe.
Because it is
Yeah.
very good.
So, very good question. Thank you, whoever that was, drawing our attention to that. Yes.
Oh, that's great.
All right. Nancy, what have you been up to?
It has been a busy month.
Yeah.
It's been crazy. But first off, the start of fall in Minnesota was spectacular. So my family and I got out to an orchard and, got some apples and pumpkins and just spent some time together. So that's all of us.
That's fun. I
Yes.
can't remember the last time I went to an orchard. I can't remember. It's
They're
been a while.
nice. I like
they
them.
are.
So, and then that's my younger two having fun in the corn
In
pit.
corn pit? Sure.
Pit? I don't know. I think they could have stayed in there all day. It was funny.
If only you could have left them
Oh,
there.
right. Just let us leave. But yeah, they had a lot of fun. Clara is really cool, so she did not get in there.
Yes,
But-
but she is a teenager, so
Exactly.
that's
It's a little rough. But she's great. She did have a good time. And then I went off to Texas for the International Quilt Festival. So that is me and Lori. We worked at the booth during the festival, and it was great. And it was huge and busy, and that's just kind of an overhead picture of everything. Not everything, but a small part of it. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. The weather was great. It wasn't too hot because it did rain quite a bit, which I am perfectly okay with. I prefer it. So yeah, it was a good time.
It was a milder Houston weather this year.
Yeah.
That was nice.
Yeah, so that was fun. And then while I was gone, the kiddos celebrated Halloween. And so that is Elsa and Oscar with my cousin's kid, Zoe. She's hilarious. So Elsa was a pickle. And you can't tell in this picture, but Oscar was a stick man. And so this next picture is what he looked like at night.
That's so fun.
I love this costume. The first time I saw it ages ago, I was like, that's genius.
Yeah.
And so I've been pestering one of them ever since to try it. And finally, Oscar caved.
Did he like it? Was he
He
happy that he
loved
did it?
He thought it was hilarious.
Yeah,
He made
that
Matt
was
take
so
a
funny.
million videos of him dancing. So yeah, he was.
I bet that looked cool. at
It
night.
did. Yep. So he did it. He loved it. It was awesome. And the best part is Matt didn't have to do any hair or makeup. So
Oh, I
while
bet
it
he was very grateful.
yes, kept it very simple.
How would have that turned out, though?
What was that?
How would have that turned out?
It would have been questionable. Probably my sister or my cousin would have helped him out because, I can barely manage it, let alone Matt. So. And then, as you may know, I did go off to a quilt retreat. So that was down in Austin, Minnesota. And I went with my mom, my mother-in-law, and my sister. So that was really fun. The theme was ugly sweater. I did not have one, but it was still a lot of fun. So if you ever get to go to a quilt retreat, virtual or in person, I highly suggest going. 'Cause
Yeah.
It is so much fun. I got a lot done. It was just good bonding time.
Yes.
So yeah. How about you? How was your month?
It's been fairly quiet. I was down in Houston for a little bit. We kind of passed each other. We were
were
both
two
in the air
ships.
at the same time.
I think we were.
I was coming back while she was headed there, so that was really nice. can't be away from the warehouse for too long.
Too long, no.
So we need to get back and
Need to do it in shifts.
yes. But my little grandbabies for Halloween, this is Sailor in her little Hogwarts. She's a Gryffindor.
Aw. Of course she's a Gryffindor.
Yes. Look at her. It's so cute. I love her
what a
pigtails
cutie.
and her little magic wand, which I think she was sucking
Backwards.
on. And
Upside down.
yeah.
That's okay.
And then the newest little stinker, Ivy, not happy to be a ghost, but a ghost nonetheless. And then we've got
Mr. KP found out that he's going to be the godfather to Ivy as well.
Yes, you did.
So that's pretty
Yes,
exciting.
Very exciting. So sweet. And then this one's funny. This is Violet. Look at her.
She looks thrilled.
She's so excited. Like, I don't know what her parents did with her because those are cold arms
I was
and
just going to
toes.
say, that doesn't look like Minnesota trick-or-treating.
Yeah, so she maybe just ran off to daycare like that. But I don't know.
I don't think I saw any of these pictures. What is she dressed up as?
She's
the troll, from the movie.
Yeah.
Oh,
I forget
from
the
Trolls?
name.
From Trolls.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I can't remember her name either. Look at those ears on her. Like there's like askew and oh my gosh, so cute. She's so excited.
That's adorable.
She loves to put on skirts and costumes and
Dress up.
and yeah. And then we had our first hockey tournament. Of course, it's hockey season for me, so we came away with second. It's kind of a bummer. I mean, we were very thrilled. We got into the championship, but
For sure.
came away with second, so that was a great weekend. Court is now up in the Bantams right before the high school level, so he's having fun.
Bantam is such a weird word
Word.
for, I mean, chickens. There's Bantam chickens. Did you know that?
Yes. Yeah, now that you say that, I'm like, where are you going with chickens? And then when you said Bantam chickens, I'm like,
So that's what I think of when I hear that word, and then it's associated with hockey, and I get very confused.
yeah. I know. I don't know where those names came from either.
It's weird.
Like Bantam, especially Pee-wee, because you hear of Pee-wee in other sports
Yeah,
like that age.
That's a little more common.
But then there's squirts. Squirts is kind of a little, and then tiny mites. Those are our Minnesota.
Tiny mites.
Tiny mites is the
Never
little
heard.
kids, like
Little.
3 to 6-ish.
Oh, cute. Did you?
What's her name? Poppy?
Poppy. That was the troll's name.
Oh, there it is. Somebody gave us that name.
Thank you, guys.
Thank
A few
you.
people, actually.
Did you play hockey, KP?
We've got. It's a funny.
Yes, this is a pretty good story. I played hockey because we grew up in the northern Minnesota. You have to play hockey. But the arena that I played in was ventilated by the outside.
Yeah. It's really cold arena.
Extremely
Was it
cold.
a dome?
No.
It was more
It
like
was
an old
like-
barn, kind of.
An
I mean,
old
it was.
barn.
Probably from the early 1900s.
Nice.
Yeah, probably.
Mids.
Mm-hmm.
But my feet got cold, so I quit.
Yeah,
And then I went and
he-
played basketball.
That
So
was
he
very
ended
valid.
up, it was like Christmas break, and he ended up with strep throat. So he missed hockey for like a week and a half. And then we got back to it, and he went out on the ice, and he came out like halfway through practice, and he like sits down, and he's crying. He's like 5. And he's crying. And he's like, Mom, I picked the wrong sport. And I was like, I'm not fighting a 5-year-old to get on the cold ice.
Nope,
so
nope.
we were
I
done
was
with it.
5.
Yeah.
I mean, I love watching hockey, but yeah, my feet would get cold. I'd be out.
Mm-hmm.
No, thank you.
Yep. So,
I think you made a good choice.
yeah.
And you're tall, so basketball suits you.
Yes, I think so too.
So we have some winners from last month.
We do. We do have some winners. We have 4 winners. 3 of them, the first 3 will get charm packs, and then the last one gets a Yazzie bag. So
Yay.
let's find out who they are. All right. So the question from last month was, would you have worn or did you wear quilted garments in high school? So we just wanted to know, and we asked kind of what year. Did not have to disclose that information,
Yeah.
but it was very interesting kind of hearing what was happening. So our charm pack winners, one of them is Jamie Wetzel. She said, I was in high school in 1975 through 79. I did not and would not have worn quilted clothes then. I believe crochet granny square vests were a thing though,
Yeah.
which I can picture.
Yep, I can too.
I was not around, but I can picture it. Our second winner is Kathy Kittle. She says, I went to high school in the mid-70s. but I doubt I would wear a quilted jacket. In the 80s, I would have.
Okay.
Yeah, I get it.
Yep.
The 80s were a wild time, too.
Mm-hmm.
Our third winner of the charm packs is Cheryl Foy. She says, I never wore quilted garments in high school. That was the 60s, but I made my daughter a quilted jacket in the 80s.
Yeah.
So good job, Cheryl.
I'm thinking 80s was kind of the time
Kind of,
to
yeah.
be wearing quilted
things.
I kind of remember that because that would have been late 70s, early 80s is when I would have worn, when I did wear something quilted.
I was around.
I know.
I can't relate.
Let's move on.
And then our winner of the Yazzie bag is Denise Hop. She says, when I was in my late teens, early 20s, I made a quilted vest that I wore into the ground. I was very cool. So,
I love it.
I love it. I, too, am very cool.
Yeah.
With my wardrobe choices.
You have a quilted vest?
Not yet.
Okay.
Dang it, I will.
Okay.
I'll get on that.
Can you finish up mine?
Oh, I know.
I know you got lots of projects, but I'm really excited.
You have been
Keep
working on that
reminding
a
me.
while.
I
Maybe
have
for
been.
Christmas.
Maybe for Christmas. Wouldn't that be a fun surprise?
That'd be perfect. I like that idea.
Oh, that's great. But anyway, thank you to everyone who commented, and congrats to our winners. We will have a question later on in our show, and if you answer that or comment on it, then you will have a chance to be entered into our giveaway.
Yay.
So yes, keep
Yes.
listening.
Perfect. Oh, Mr. KP, can you put that other picture up really quick? You had talked about it on One Yard Wednesday last week, and I was supposed to take a picture.
I'm very excited.
I took it this morning, the picture this morning.
I can't believe you remembered. I already forgot.
It only because I had to go in there and get my coffee mug. Do you see it?
Oh, yes, that one.
Okay, I'm sure. Yeah, sorry. Wasn't very clear as to what.
Let me find it real quick.
Okay.
On One Yard Wednesday, when I hosted it, I had made a little organizer thing out of the camping things, and I had said that I would love to do an over-the-door kind of shoe holder organizer thing, but definitely cuter because it'd be made of fabric. And then KP mentioned that the wonderful Kara here used those things for organizing her water bottles for her family. And I just thought that was brilliant, and I'm in awe, and it's so impressive, and it's so simple.
Yes. Like, we've had it now, I don't know, going on a few years, and it just makes the most sense for us. You can see, like, the covers are in the top. Don't mind my garbage over there, but that's my pantry, so the door closes. We don't see them, but it's slick for our coffee mugs, water bottles, whatever.
That's
They
quick.
just, there's never a great place to put them.
No.
I've tried everything, and this has really stuck, worked.
So smart.
So smart. I got it from somebody else. It's not my idea.
Someone else who is so smart.
Right, exactly. But it is very, very handy.
Well, thank you for showing us.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Moving right along.
Moving along, we have some of our favorites for this month,
Mm-hmm.
right?
We do.
Do you want to go first?
Sure. Make it
You don't have
out
to.
of the way. Maybe you should go first.
I'll go first. I'll go
Okay.
first. All right. So my favorite this month is the, what is it called? Karen K. Buckley Perfect Scissors that are curved and small. So if you want to go to the overhead, KP, they're super tiny, but they're curved. And I kind of always wondered, like, why would you want a curved scissors? So first of all, they helped out in a project we'll be talking about later in our show, big time. But then, we have them kind of on our long arm, and I realized that when you're trimming threads, like off your clothes or off a quilt, they're curved so that you don't actually cut your fabric. You just cut the thread. I thought that was genius. I don't know why that never occurred to me. I feel a little silly, but it's
I also
awesome.
like the curve, like when you're doing the fine cutting.
Yes.
Like it.
Like if you're fussy cutting
Yes.
or applique or anything like that. These were awesome to use when I was working on our little
Yeah.
project.
And the other thing I like about these is that, again, the holes are big enough for my larger fingers.
I would just say any fingers.
Yeah,
But
it's just nice because I just always, like, there's still like some of those little snips that you get, like my fingers
They're
get stuck
tiny.
in there.
You're not alone.
Okay.
But yes, these things, whoops, there we go, are pretty great and unexpectedly awesome.
Yeah.
Like I was not expecting to like them so much. And then I did.
I use them a lot when I'm taking pictures over here.
Really?
They are really nice, just to like cut off the extra little.
Threads and
Oh,
stuff.
you're so smart, KP. Look at you.
She gets it
guys.
from me.
I know. I was going to say it runs in the family. It's not Josh. No, just
No,
kidding.
right,
He
of
has
course.
great hair and a great car.
Yeah.
That's what I get that from.
That's where you get that from.
Smarts is from my mom.
Sounds about right.
Sounds right. All right, what do you have for us today?
Today I have the sensational, you can just put the pictures on the overhead, Mr. KP, or you can go to the overhead. The sensational
Sorry.
sip and snip. Lately I've been doing lots of little projects, and so I'm sitting at my machine, and I have puppies that like to hang out with me in my sewing room, and I have to keep the garbage away from them because the puppy, well, she's not such a puppy anymore, she's a year and a half, but she does like to dig in there. And so being able to keep this handy and keep my garbage up, it's another reason why I like it. And that it has places to keep, the side storage, and then keep my cup off of my table because I get really nervous that I'm going to knock it over, and I always have a beverage with me, and so it's nice to keep it away and safe.
And I like
tucked
how
away.
it has that little cutout for the like
handle.
a mug handle. Smart.
Yep,
And I really like those side pockets because my pencils and pens are always rolling off.
rolling off. Yep,
So this kind of helps keep it in check.
yep. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
We use them in the classroom here too.
we do.
And I find them very
Yeah.
convenient.
I think once we have anybody that comes in to sew for the day or the afternoon, we sell these.
They want one.
Yep.
So yeah, they're really great, very convenient. I like it for just thread pieces.
Yeah. The other thing that's really nice about it is that they're, Mr. KP, can you go to the overhead again? Sorry. And maybe I need to pull it out. But in here, there is, so it fits to pretty much any depth of your table too, because there is,
It's like a little
it's
screw
a
system.
screw system, so it's adjustable here when you attach it to the table. So
A clamp
there's
is the word you're looking
clamp.
for.
Yes, there's a clamp, but it screws. It's not just a clamp.
Yeah, it's not a
screw.
squeeze one, it's a screw.
It's a screw. So you're gonna screw it from the bottom up to make it tight to your table.
Is that still considered a clamp? I think in like woodworking it might still be considered a clamp.
Well, it does clamp down.
Shoot, what is that called?
I don't know.
Give me a minute, I'll think of what it's called.
Okay. All right, you think. Okay.
That's cool. I like it.
Yes.
All right, so next up we have our perfect picks.
We do have perfect
Right.
picks. Are you up?
I'll go. I'll go.
Yeah.
All right, so this month for my perfect pick, you may have guessed, I really like the Phoenix pattern in flannel. So I went along those lines. So my bundle that I picked is called Where the Wind Blows, and it is the softest flannel ever. I say that about every flannel we get because I just love flannel. And quilt shop quality flannel is 100 times better than
yeah.
where you can get it anywhere else.
Can't even compare.
It's just heaven. So I'll quick show you the fabric I have. If you want to go to the overhead, there we go. All right, so the first one, I'm sorry, Kara,
No, I can help you. You're good.
is that dark plaid. The plaids in this are my favorite just because I
Yeah.
love plaid.
It's kind of this gold and
Yeah.
black and white in there.
It's really fun. And then there's kind of a script with flowers.
Wherever the wind blows.
Cute.
I'm gonna move that to the side a little bit so I can see it better.
Better. Thank you.
Sorry. There you go. Thank you.
I said I was going to help you, and I haven't.
You're sabotaging me.
I am. I'll keep my hands off.
And then we have the same one in kind of this purple burgundy color. What would you call that? Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
It's a little more purple, but yeah.
And then a floral in this really pretty blue, tone on tone. And what I really like about this bundle is that it's not all plaid. It's not all
Yeah.
solid. It's not, it's just very different.
Yeah.
So
I was gonna say, yeah, I like how kind of all over the place
Yeah.
it is. It all works well together still.
Yeah. So yeah, this is just like a geometric kind of pattern
Almost
on there.
like a basket weave, kind of.
Yeah, there you go. And then this is just like little dots.
Yeah.
And then we get back into the plaids. This one is my favorite fabric out of all of them, just because the color is so vibrant. And of course it's plaid, so can't go wrong with plaid. And then another kind of reddish. It's like small florals.
Mm-hmm.
And then going into bigger florals. That's so pretty. I love the dark.
The deep texture.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. That sort of thing. And then we got a stripe, which I really like. And then more of those florals in the orange. And then the last one is this basket weave and kind of this gold. So I love these. They're soft. I love the color. So often we find flannels that are just like 1 or 2 tones and very kind of, I don't want to say boring because flannel's great regardless, but there's just a lot of character here. I like it. And then for the Phoenix, so I would use these, I would use it very similar to this pattern where these would all kind of be those darks. And then my light, I would just go with a single background fabric.
That's what you're doing.
That's what I'm doing.
All right.
So I really like the canvas flannel raffia. I think that's how it's
Raffia.
said.
Yep.
And I would just kind of use that as all that tan on there. And so there is a 1 yard from this line that's kind of a tan color and it has floral on it. I just went with this very basic one so that all the attention went to the colorful ones.
That makes sense too.
So yeah, that is my
Yeah,
pick.
because as you were laying this out and I saw that you grabbed this, I was like, oh, I wonder why she didn't grab the cream, the one that goes with the line. That makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it is a very pretty
It is.
cream, but
Yeah.
yeah.
It's this print.
Yep.
But it's just creams.
Yeah, it's kind of in
And
this color, maybe a little lighter.
Yep.
But yeah, I really like it. And it's so soft, and I just want to cuddle up with you. So that is my perfect pair for this month. How about you, Kara?
All right. So I am excited. Mr. KP, you can go to the overhead, or you can show the quilt. There we go. I'm making Sarah and Mr. Colby. in that
sweet
picture.
Colby.
Sweet Colby. Yes, so I am making a Sarah, and I am going to make it out of Shoreline. We have 2 different Shoreline bundles right now to make things nice and confusing for us here. But this one is more of the beachy vibe with the sailboats. So this is just really a fun one. This Sara pattern is 48 by 48, and so this is just the perfect little bundle to make that Sara pattern. This one, I love all the colors in here too. It's very shoreline-ish,
Yeah.
beachy.
I like how the background has so much to it, you know? And the pink. I love the pink.
The pink, the pops of pink, yeah. This I love too, these little cute little beach houses, and then they're like tossed. So that's not directional, which I really like.
Always appreciate that.
Yep. Then this one is a little more directional, but it's all the beach houses all mashed together.
That's cool.
And then we have beach houses and sailboats. And I love just the pinks. The colors in here are just so fun and
Yeah, they are.
fresh. Then we have just the background texture going on in this soft, more peachy cream one. You can just see there's a couple of little houses in here, but basically it's the background of this print. And then we have another one with the just the houses. And then the last one we have for the line is sailboats again, and just a softer shade. So with the Sara pattern, it really calls for lights and darks, and you take 2 and combine them. So I would potentially like put these 2 together, and then this one's going to be a light and this one's going to be a light for me. So then I'm going to put these 2 together and these 2 together to give it that light and dark effect, actually. Or I might play around with it because these seem too close
Yeah,
together
they're a little
for
too
me.
similar.
So I might go here and here. But I just play around with it. And then, so then when you're making your blocks, each block, and you just need 8 half yards for the Sara pattern. So that's
For
what
the
I-
lap size,
For the
right?
yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it does make a little bit smaller of a lap size,
Yeah.
so just be aware.
Yep.
But you can always make
And
it bigger.
The Sara pattern is a square pattern. It's, yeah, you can see it there. It's 4x4 blocks right there. And then for my binding, I would use Grunge Harbor Blue.
Horizon blue.
Horizon, yep. Wow.
It's okay. You were almost there.
Almost there. So yeah, this one, I just love this bundle. I just think it's so fun. And it makes me want to go to the beach, a warm beach.
Me too. And it's so much different than the other Shoreline.
Very
Yes,
different.
So different.
Yes. So if you wish to purchase it, make sure you're getting the right one.
Yeah. Yep.
And then another note about the Sara pattern, it is only available in paper,
In paper.
not a PDF.
Yep.
That's due to like the publisher, some other
Right.
legal stuff. So
Goodrun's pattern. It's a cut loose pattern.
Yeah.
But it is just in paper. Thank you for that note.
it's a common question.
Yeah.
So I just thought,
Yeah.
customer service
It's
wise.
an awesome price, but it is in paper. You can't get it in PDF.
Yes, correct. All right. So next up, we have our temperature quilts.
Mm-hmm.
We made some promises last month.
And you fulfilled them, and I did not.
I did not fulfill them all the way, admittedly. I am close, though. I am so close.
I'm not.
So I got through September. So that's how it's looking so far. And so I just have to do October. And then I would consider myself caught up for the next couple days before November ends.
is over. Yes.
But yes, I made some progress at the retreat, and I'm getting there, and I can see the end. I can see the end. I am excited to try to focus on getting the sashing done.
I was just going to ask, are you going to do sashing?
For sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
I feel like, at least with mine, it kind of just needs that separation.
Are you
And
going to do the same background for your sashing?
I am.
Okay.
I'm keeping it simple.
Yeah.
As long as I can get more of it. That's always the challenge.
Yeah, yours was from the linear line,
Yes.
right? Your background?
Yep.
Yeah, I
yep.
had to go, because we sold out of my background. So I had to go onto the web and find it.
I think I took what was left of my background, but it might still not be enough. We'll
Yeah.
see. Playing it by ear. But yeah, I'm going to put probably 1.5 inch sashing between. I'm going to kind of test it out, play with it. But
Yeah.
it's kind of what I'm thinking. I don't think I want to go bigger than that. So maybe 1 inch, 1.5.
What do you do at the bottom for the different months
So-
and different days?
For me, because I have that solid, the same background instead of having two different temperatures, I'm just going to use a block of that background fabric. For people who have the highs and lows, if they're going to do sashing, I would just recommend making
Doing
it the
the
color
same
of the
color as
sashing.
the sashing. Yeah.
If you're not doing sashing, I don't know how to help you, and I'm sorry.
Pick a color, any color.
Yeah, be creative. It'll be great.
Um,
So yeah, so this is Goodrun's, right?
Yes, this is Goodrun's.
She's making 2 of them. Do you remember what years?
1954 and 2024.
2024. And are they both Florida temperatures?
Or is it, no, it's not 54, it's 64.
64.
64.
Okay.
I had to start adding up in my head.
I can't remember if they're Minnesota or Florida temperatures.
I think they're Minnesota.
Yeah, that probably makes sense based on
Yep.
the colors.
Yep.
But yeah, so she is making progress. She's doing great.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had another submission this past month. This is from Melanie, and she is kicking butt on hers as well. And she's doing, just like Gudrun, the high and the low.
And precipitation.
And precipitation, yes. So good for you, Melanie.
Yeah.
Thank you for submitting. Love seeing it.
Mm-hmm.
And if any of you are making any progress on yours, we still love to see it, even if you're not fully caught up. You can submit those pictures on Facebook on Gudrun's Quilt Crew.
Yes.
We love the hashtag
Yes.
GE Temp Quilt. That makes it easier for us to find, so we don't have to dig as hard. But if you forget, you forget. It's fine.
Find it.
We'll forgive you.
So it's coming to the end of the year.
It is. Wait. We have not discussed your progress.
Oh,
Here.
we have. I haven't made any.
That's okay. You've been busy.
Not as busy as you.
You had market. That was busy.
Thanks for trying to give me some credit.
And hockey. You got to keep those feet warm.
Yeah.
So
So it would be good for me to finish a quilt and I could wrap up in it.
we don't have to talk about that. All right. I'm sorry I called you out. All right.
It's fine. Yeah, so we are coming to the end of the year,
Yeah.
which means we have a new plan project starting next year. We are excited. Let me just double
Very
check
excited.
my email. I didn't get one. Okay. We are going to be doing Nordic Christmas.
So
We're
that-
so excited.
Yes.
Something a little bit different. You can share the. Yeah,
There you go.
that. Yay. So we aren't going to be kidding it. But we'll be giving you suggestions each month as to, and we'll show you the fabrics that we've chose
Yep.
before we start working on it. But we're very excited. Something, like I said, a little bit different.
Very different. Yeah.
Working on our mastering of
Applique.
applique.
For sure. I do not have a ton of experience with applique, so I'm really looking forward to this. I think it's going to be a great skill builder, which is what we're all about, right?
Right, exactly.
So it's going to be fun. You can order the pattern online. I just want to make a note that if you order just the paper pattern and like no fabric or anything like that, totally fine, of course. But be aware, shipping can take roughly 2 weeks, even if you're like in the town next door. That's just how USPS works. There's no tracking number, and it can just sometimes take a little bit longer.
Yeah, so that's how it would ship for you if it's just the pattern.
Yes. So I just want you to be aware. If you don't see it after a week, give it another week.
Yeah.
Because that is a common issue, especially around the holidays. So
Good
heads
point.
up on it. Customer service. I just want to make sure you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Nordic, there we go. Nordic Christmas is our next pattern. I'm really excited. And I like how, I'm excited to pull from basics.
Basics.
So, yeah.
Yep, it'll be great. Just again on that, so next month we'll be giving you some suggestions and showing our two quilts will look totally different from each other. We are not, we'll just pick what we like and what we think works well and just show you those and then give you kind of a timeline and kind of set you up for the beginning of next year to get started on this one.
Yeah. So you don't have to order your pattern right away. Take your time. We're not starting for a little bit.
No, and our intent is to start it earlier in the year so that we can finish it by August or September so that we can completely finish it and get it quilted and then you have it back before the holiday next year.
With no stress.
No stress.
No stress.
The pattern's available right now, right?
It is available right
Yep.
now.
And is it in PDF form as well?
It is. There are some templates included in the pattern. I don't know how that shows up in PDF.
Yeah. I
So-
think you might get them at a smaller scale and you would just need to make sure you read the directions to make sure they're the correct scale would be my only concern. Because I know when we print them, we have to print them on bigger sheets of paper. So,
Yeah.
the only concern.
It'll be fine. And it'll be fun.
It
I'm
will
really
be fun.
excited.
Yeah, she's been asking for this one, and
We
Here
just
we are.
decided, here we are.
yep,
Making an executive decision.
Yeah.
So.
so fun.
Yeah, so I hope you guys join us for that. Well, I'll be learning a lot.
It'll be
lot.
great.
All right, let's see what's next. We have a little project that we worked on this past month for you guys.
It was very fun, and it kind of grew.
Yeah, it did. Started with one idea and then evolved. So yeah, I will start with my part of it.
Yep.
So we didn't rehearse this part at all.
We
so
didn't.
Bear with us. So I saw that there were quilted postcards that you could make. I saw this first on a blog from SusieQuilts.com. I want to make sure I give her credit because she gave the idea. And she has kind of a very detailed, it's not a video tutorial, but detailed kind of list of how to do everything. So check her out, but I will kind of go through the basics. So I made sorry.
No, I'm just trying to get comfortable. I feel like I'm sliding down my chair.
I made 2 little postcards. one with cardstock on the back and one with fabric on the back. And so I just kind of wanted to go through a very simple kind of tutorial on how to do it. So first you get fabric that is 4.5 by 6.5, and then you can either fussy cut it like I did. I cut out these snow globes and appliqued them on there. And
What did you use to applique them on?
heat and bond.
Yes.
Yes. So heat and bond was super simple, super fast. I am no expert by any means, but this was a piece of cake. And then I just quilted it real quick. And so what I did, so this was kind of how it started. I just had my piece of fabric and I spray basted it onto any piece of batting. It doesn't have to be fancy. Honestly, probably the thinner the better, just so it's not too poofy. So that's kind of how it started. And then I just did some little quilting in there. I don't know if you can see it. I started doing diagonal one way. I got a little board, so then I went diagonal the other way. Got a little board, and I did V's. So it worked out. So that was a lot of fun. It was really kind of nice to practice like my straight line quilting. I have not advanced to like free motion. I'm not there yet, but if you are, it's a good way to practice.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, same with this one. But yeah, so I first kind of quilted this piece, made that all pretty, and then I fused stabilizer. So this is a very thick, kind of stiff stabilizer. It's called Peltex 72F.
Yep.
And we are offering it.
Yeah, we sell it by the half yard online. So, yep.
Yeah.
Grab yourself. It's really nice. I mean, it's
It's
double-sided, usable.
Yep, it's really nice. I've never worked with it before, but I had no problem. And I was going to say something about it. I don't know. But anyway, it was super easy to work with. And
So you attach the batting and the postcard to this.
Yep, so you would
Correct.
first fuse
Those.
that, and then you should probably still have like your piece of fabric underneath it, just in case you don't want it fusing to your ironing board.
Yeah.
Then you fuse either your fabric or your cardstock to the other side. So that was super simple, very easy, and just make sure you're quilting this first before you fuse it.
Yeah.
And then you would trim it to 4 by 6. And then to finish the postcard, you can see I have two different finishes on here. One of them I used a satin stitch, and that's just like a really tight zigzag. I needed help because I wasn't sure what that was. So the wonderful Karen helped me out. And so I just did that on one of them. One note, so this one has the cardstock. If you use a satin stitch, I highly suggest not using cardstock because it is so close that if this were to actually go through the mail, I think it would kind of fall apart. So that is a lesson I learned. Have a fabric piece instead of cardstock if you're going to do a satin stitch. But otherwise, it was super easy.
And you have to mail it. We learned, or you learned.
Yep. In order to physically send it through the mail without any envelope, it would have to be satin stitched. So heads up on that, and I'll go through that too in a second.
Oh,
but
sorry.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine. But yes, so satin stitch, use fabric, not cardstock. And then this one, I did the binding, and this was such a breeze to bind. I only had a few issues on the corner, but because it's so stiff, it was really nice to bind. And if you're trying to practice your machine binding, this is perfect.
Yeah, little projects like this.
Yep. And then I did cheat a little, and I just used the tuck-in method of binding instead of like.
Yeah, I'm not sure how you would. It would be
Yeah.
hard to join them.
Exactly. It's such a
Bending,
small
yep.
piece that it would be hard. So feel free to cheat a little bit and do that. It was fine. But yeah, this one was super easy. I kind of prefer the fabric background just because it feels cleaner. It looks cleaner in my opinion. It's really nice. And the binding, I just really like it. If you do have binding, you would have to send it in an envelope, which then you wouldn't need that part. You could just write your message on here and it'd be super cute. So I recommend doing that. For both of them, you would need a letter like postage stamp, not a postcard stamp. And one thing that I think mail carriers would appreciate is probably overall just sending it in an envelope just to make it a little easier, especially around the holidays where mail is already kind of crazy. So overall, I would recommend putting it in an envelope, but writing your message on here so that they can keep it and have it look pretty. And yeah, it was really nice. It was really fun to make. I found when I was working on it, I pulled out a ton of fabric I wanted to fussy cut. I just ran out of time, but it's perfect. And then like this one was made out of an old block that I just trimmed up. And we have a ton of old flying geese from our temperature quilts that we might not be using. Yeah, just perfect opportunity to practice your half square triangles, your quarter square triangles, and then use them in a postcard. This would have been great for fussy cutting. So yeah, I loved it. And then even panels. Let's see, if you have panels that you just don't love, don't know how to use, or kind of older, this would have been fun to just fussy cut that. Or let's see, there was a skier on here Kara and I were both looking at. Yeah, right here. And just, you know, cut that out. Really fun. So yeah, that was the quilted postcards. And again, I just want to say that was originally from SusieQuilts.com. And she did a great job kind of showing how all that worked. So yeah, that was my little brief tutorial on quilted postcards.
Yeah, they're fun.
They are a lot of fun.
Another project that we worked on is, if you want to go to the overhead first, Mr. KP, we'll share our cell phone cases with you. We quilted some cell phone cases and we learned a lot. So we want to share what we learned on how to do this. First, we ordered just clear cell phone cases. Mine was like $7 on Amazon.
I don't even know.
I mean, it was
how much mine was. It was cheap. And I also ordered it a long time ago when we first saw this project.
Yes.
So I've had it hanging
for
out
a little while. So let me just show you a little bit of how this went. Mr. KP, if you could go to the pictures, I can just kind of talk through it. So first I just started with a 4x6 block. This one I did really quick just to give you an idea, but 4x6, I have a larger cell phone as you could have seen in that picture. So I wanted to make sure I had enough space. So mine was 4x6. So I first assembled the block and then I went and took my cell phone and traced my template. The first time I did this, I didn't. I just traced the cell phone onto my block, and I don't recommend that. Make sure you make a template. So I went ahead and traced. You can see that I traced around. And then my next step was tracing onto my block, trace the template onto the block. But I made sure that my template fit into my case before I traced it onto my block. I traced it onto my block and then I fused it to some heat and bond.
Yes, heat and bond.
Which again, I have another tip on that. But so I fused it onto heat and bond, traced it onto my block, and then I cut that out. There's the template. Our pictures got mixed up, and that's my fault, Kobe, because I listed them the wrong way. And
Numbers are wrong.
And then I cut it out, and then it just simply goes right into, oh yeah, they're totally in the wrong order. Oh, I apologize. Yep, there's like step 3, tracing it onto the block. Oh boy.
It's okay.
Live television. Anyway, so then if you want to just go to the overhead, I can show them. So I have the block cut out, and then we double-sided it, and then I just put a piece of fabric here. What I would recommend is getting single-sided fusible web, and then you don't need to add this extra piece of fabric, and you would then get it would be just a little bit thinner. The other thing that I like about this case, I ordered this one second, that it has, and you can find these all over, it has this like edge border trim, where my other one is clear. And you can see a few of the
Selvages.
edge.
No, edge.
The edge and the
raw edge.
the raw edge.
Sure.
Thank
We'll go
you.
with that.
There we go. So with this one, then it wouldn't, you wouldn't see those raw edges. So that's my recommendation: is find a cell phone case that's just clear on the back, and then fussy, or not fussy cut. You could fussy cut. Make your template, transfer it onto the fabric, onto your block, and then cut it out. And they're just fun.
They are really fun.
You could make a holiday one. I was actually going to use some Christmas fabrics. I thought that would be really fun. But it totally can be personalized to you.
And I would say the key with the phone case one is to press, press, press.
Yes.
You want it as flat and thin as it can possibly get.
Yep. That was the other thing. Like with mine, I used 1.5-inch blocks for my colorful one. And that's what I was telling Nancy this morning, that I wish I would have used like 2 to 2.5-inch blocks. I wouldn't have gotten as much of the effect of the block, but it wouldn't be as thick. So that's another recommendation if you do this. They're so quick and
Very
so
quick.
easy. Just unique.
Yeah.
Very fun.
And I want to add, before I forget, that's where I found the scissors came in handy.
Yes.
This curved scissors was when I was cutting out the spot for the camera. It was really helpful. So
Yeah.
highly recommend.
The last little quick project that I did, Nancy was busy working. I gotta find my, oh, here it is. Nancy was busy working with that Pellon, and I was like, oh, what else can we do with this? Because I really liked it. So I went and I grabbed just a couple of Gudrun's stripologized blocks. She has now 11
I think so.
on our website. So you can pull these off. They're free to download, and she's just stripologized 11 different blocks. So I just grabbed a couple, and I made this 6-inch block, and I created it to make an ornament. And this was really slick and quick. So I'm going to be making more of these, but I used that Pellon. I made my block. I adhered it,
Fused it?
fused it onto the Pellon, and then I just fused my backing, and then I binded it. Added the hanger.
Yeah, it's really cute.
It was so slick. I was just like, this is a fun little gift.
Yeah, and we were kind of brainstorming, like you could of course make ornaments like she
Yep.
did, or gift tags, or anything. It was just really fun to make, and
Yeah. So if you want just a quick, easy project, this is nothing. Like it's just, they're
It's so
light.
easy.
You could throw it in an envelope, and it's a quick gift to your girlfriend in Australia or wherever,
wherever they live.
wherever they live. Just very fun.
Yeah.
So yeah,
They were
I
a
will
lot
be
of fun to
making
make.
more of these. And you could make 11 different ones or 12 once Gudrun's 12th block gets on. That'll be second week in December. I think she puts her
believe so.
apologized blocks out there. So Mr. KP is nodding his head at
Yes.
me. Everybody's agreeing the 12th or the second week of the month. So anyway, just fun ideas for you.
Yeah,
What
and they're
has been-
so easy.
Yes, all 3 of these projects were very
kidding.
quick.
Yeah,
Yeah, an hour
yeah, maybe.
maybe.
And the postcard ones, you could do a whole bunch at a
At
time.
a time. Yeah, any of them. You could make a year's worth of blocks for your case. Like make one for every month.
Yeah, I like it.
All right.
All right.
So-
next we have our question of the month. So you can comment on Facebook or YouTube.
YouTube.
I keep wanting to say Instagram. I'm sorry, not there yet. Anyway, Facebook or YouTube, and you will be entered to win a charm pack or a Yazzie bag. So this month's question is, what has been your favorite sewing or quilting gift you've ever received? Do you have one?
Oh boy, that I've received. I don't know.
I think mine, my mom gave me a Christmas gift of just like this little sewing basket with thread and just kind of the basics. And that was way, like right when my sewing journey was starting. And I was just like, that's so sweet.
Yeah.
I still have it all. Even
Really?
though I have the basket, and I actually brought it to my first sewing class.
So cute.
I was so cool. I'm sure the instructor was like, what am I dealing with here? But I thought it was cool. And even though it's not like my preferred thread or anything like that, now that I've grown, it was just really, it meant a lot.
That's very sweet.
So yeah.
Your mom's so cute. I don't know. Like, I've received a few different things, quilts and table runners.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, just know that you guys, if you give a gift, quilting or sewing related, it could be someone's favorite.
Yeah,
So,
for sure.
so yeah, we want to know, again, comment, Facebook or YouTube. I'm getting everything confused. My cold medicine is either wearing off or kicking in. I don't know. But it's been a lot of that lately.
Yes, we've been worried about her.
A little bit. That's valid.
Do we have any questions, Mr. KP?
Let me look through real quick.
Do you want to have a dance party?
We don't have any music.
It's in
You
your
guys
head.
will be giving tips on the Nordic Christmas quilt, right? Or it'll be a quilt along.
You betcha.
Yes, it'll be, yep, we will be.
Yes.
Yep.
I have ideas on how it will be shown.
Presented. Shared.
Yes, I have ideas. So we'll
Yeah,
see how
for
that
sure
turns
we
out.
will.
But yes, we will definitely want to help you and give you tips and all that. So
Yep.
for sure.
Yep. And we'll be asking, the boss, and she'll be giving us tips and tricks as well to share with you.
For sure.
All right. Well, let's go on to announcements and any happenings here at GE. No, nothing? You look like you were going to say something.
Sorry, no, I was just shaking my head.
Okay. He's nodding along with Nancy. They're both
Oh, any news on the Endless Love block of the month?
endless. Oh, is that a question?
Yes.
Yes. So they're getting shipped here this week. We should have them shortly. And then, yes, we'll have Gudrun talk about that tomorrow on Happy Friday and give you a little more detail because she's stripologizing some of that, and we'll let her give you those details. But I know that we should have them today or tomorrow, and then we can get them out. Good question.
Yeah.
Cases, we're still waiting for the stripology cases to get here.
They're
We
clearing
unfortunately,
customs, right?
well, they're not. We thought they were going to be getting into port on the 19th. We got an update yesterday that now it won't be until the 26th. I know. So, but they're trying to push it through as quickly as they can. Our manufacturers doing all that they can to get it to us as quickly as possible because they realize this is important.
It's a big deal.
It's a big deal. So, yep, the case. We have our Christmas in Europe book. Make sure to grab one of those if you have not.
So it's still a pre-order.
It's
right
still
now,
a
right?
pre-order, but
Not for much longer.
not for much longer. No, we should have that in-house too by mid-December. So we'll hurry up and get those out. So anybody that's getting one for a Christmas gift, we'll get those out to you as quickly as we can. And let's see, perfect pairing boxes. If you haven't snagged one of those yet, those are also on our website. We've got some great ones this year. A couple of them are either almost sold out or are sold out. So make sure if there's one that you're really looking at, better
Grab
to
it up.
get it sooner rather than later. We've got Happy Friday tomorrow and with Gudrun at noon.
I have a customer service note about the perfect pairing boxes.
Oh yes, please tell them this.
If you order one, you can definitely add the Stripology Quickies book to it. You might be able to add another yard of something if you want an additional yard, but other than that, we cannot fit more in that box. So if you are ordering it with like a ruler and a bundle, place those orders separately, please, because they won't fit in
They
the
won't
box.
fit together. Yeah,
So, yeah,
that is all.
I'm just full of
That's
customer
it.
service tidbits here.
You are always. I think that's it.
Yeah, our next show is December 19th, 9:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. Tune in tomorrow for Happy Friday at noon. Right?
At noon.
Today is Thursday. Oh dear.
We made it.
We made it.
All right. Thank you for hanging in there with us, everybody.
I hope you have a great day.
Have a great
weekend.
day.
Don't get sick.
Yeah,
Don't recommend.
not recommend. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.